Money fanatic over representing figure of the house, but I won't call you. You know what you are. And I go, you know, tell you my way. Tell you what, and I go. You are not your boy. You are not your boy. No, no, but your babu now. Tell you what, Persona, tell you what, tell you what, tell you what. You know, everybody, I'm on that. I do another. I would do another. No way to another. Like I do another. Oh, that one. I do another. No, you're not telling us. We are from the law. Persona, tell us. Oh, I tell you what. You know, what you must want. See, you know, what I say, always have a money will blow man decide. They wow. They wow. In a speaker, I'll say a very small. Oh, you say, I will tell you. Wanna tell you what? Wanna tell you what? I'm open your buy and the way. Presola, tell you wow. In a guy, you know, I don't want to know that's what it was. Most happy this life, then you know, not tell you wow. In a woman, in a woman, a woman, a woman, a woman, set up with and I tell you, but the hands of work like you. Money no one is at you. I walk a bit slow, no more general. When I tell you wow, and they say, yeah, this at you. Man say, you like you. Well, in a that one, yes, man. In a to naga, in a to naga, how are you, naga? So, wow, in a telewa, Presola, telewa, Pagala, telewa, Ola, telewa, Kanaga. No, the Amoga, in a building Amoga, that you better run away. That you be as well, but run away. No way, Monochio. In a Monochio.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. To want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Good to be here. This evening is the eve of Thanksgiving. It's Wednesday. All things considered. Aaron's right here on the Diaspora Informative News Magazine with a beautiful song fitting away right here this wet evening here in the East Coast. The time check here is 8:05 Eastern Standard Time. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for joining us. Of course, this is your lead anchor, Alfonso Zianso, right here this evening. Coming your way, we say thank you so much. Just hit a share icon and invite someone to the company. Let me welcome from the land of Philadelphia, brotherly and sisterly affection state. Mrs. Mary Todi Slangat, our primetime viewers, listeners, we say good to have you here. That's the she's right there in Philly. I would say good to have you here. Ty Fremont Mulbar is here. Minister Titus, good to have you here. Ruth and Cecilia, we say good evening to welcome to the show. Days is LPR. We say good evening. That is unfolding. That is ongoing. Some of the predictions in the past coming to fruition. So what it means, does that mean the law is being broken? And if there's no law, what happened? This is the program, All Things Considered, right here on LPR. Welcome to the show.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. I love this song here. Good evening, welcome. I have to wait for the liberal to give the full interpretations of this song. He's an expert in crown, and I'm sure he's going to do it this evening in the interest of fairness to educate and inform our people what it means, Terewa. I think the liberal knows about that. And who broke the law? Is there any law been broken in Liberia? Tonight is All Things Considered right here. It's on the Diaspora Informative News Magazine. I'm Alfonso Zianso, your lead anchor. I am here this evening. Your civil liberties will be restored. No one going to be sanctioned. Your voice is going to be heard, whether I would like it or not. You're not going to have a timeline on your due that we guarantee here. Let's do something here quickly here, please. Just bear with me. Okay. Yeah, because some of these people here, I don't care, they still see you and they want to do stuff. We say good evening, welcome in the house of LPR. I am Alfonso Zin. So, in this, your informative news magazine, all things considered. The analysts will be here to what I said. We want to have some critical and painful conversation here this evening, whether you like it or not. It's not meant to provoke you, but to keep you alive of what is going on here. Let me see here. Yeah, this is all things considered. And so they're going to be here. We're going to have a conversation here very shortly. And of course, as usual, we will allow you to participate in the process. Who broke the laws in Liberia? And what happens if the laws of the lands are violated? There are consequences involved. So I love the song that's a politically grounded song. Try to bring into all of what is happening put it into reality. But in the meantime, as usual, we like to spin around the world to see some of the news making headline. If you're a news freak like myself, that's a military coup in Guinea-Bissau. Have a gunfire. The president is on a house. The president is a house arrest, but the president they are holding fire with the president. Whether it's a protected custody, we don't know here, but France 24 reported Elliot dumped in Guinea-Bissau. The president of Guinea-Bissau now is one of the countries that's always in military coup. What is going on? Something is not right. It's a kind of funny thing, right? He may send people to go arrest people, then he himself being arrested and being detained. Yeah, that's what happens. So this is the country. We are in a very, very volatile situation where things are happening around. We say thank you so much for joining us, and now we're going to have a conversation here this evening. Some uncomfortable one, but I just hang in there. It's not meant to provoke you, but those are news that happened in the cycle, and they must be discussed. But they must be discussed in a very honest fashion. Welcome to the show and to the analysts. I'm not going to be like the other guy, I intend not to call his name, who drives on with his tabata and he thinks he can get away with things at his own timing to usher in analysts. No. In the meantime, here we want to bring you this here. This is we want to regret the death of the late Macy Prod Chia Dennis. This sad event occurred in Liberia, and it's a tough one. One of our colleagues, his sister Melissa, is a member of the Association of Liberian Journalists, a journalist here as well. Sister passed away in Liberia. She will be laid to rest this weekend in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. And of course, the Liberia Public Radio Lpr-Tv crew will be there to bring you live a homegoing ceremony of the late Macy Prochid Dennis in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. Our prayer and thoughts goes out to the bereaved family. Having said that, let's take a quick break here, and I will be right back, and we're going to get right down to the issues. Stay tuned, I'll be back.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
Do you want to share your events with the world? Why not contact us? We are Liberia Public Radio, LPR. We are the specialists in advertisements, commercials, radio and TV services. We have the professionals that can help you sell your products and provide live coverage of all events such as weddings, conventions, graduations, reunions, anniversaries, sports, birthdays, baby showers, religious activities, funerals, and many more. Take your phone right now and call any of the following numbers: 682-433-8802, 267-648-6089, 484-786-3337, or 916-533-2048. Our customer service representatives are waiting to take your calls and give you the needed assistance. It is LPR, the home of excellent media services, and your friends in business. Hello listeners, this is Mazola, the lover boy. I'd like to invite you to this exciting program. It is called Dancing for Jesus. It is intended to play beautiful inspirational music to help you turn your life to God. Join me on every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is our way of showing appreciation to God for the good things He has done for us and continue to do. Don't miss this opportunity. Join Mazola Gizi on every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the program Dancing for Jesus. Please be there because I will be here to rock it up for you.
Good evening, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We say you are wholeheartedly welcome. Welcome, Mr. Sherry in the house. Moses Momolo is here. Moses, good to have you here. Sisit Kaba is in the house, of course. The guy called himself the liberal progressive. It's Samson Blackwood Brownto, based in Saxton, Sacramento, the most liberal on this network. Is also here. So I would say good evening to welcome to Fear Not. Come, let's have the conversation. Let's talk Liberia. Let's talk national issues. Make your case. We will make our case as well. And of course, as usual, we allow the audience to participate in the conversation because it's about Liberia, not necessarily about me or either the so-called liberal who claim to be, but it's about the country. So we are here to also trust means you're going to have your voice as long as your expressions is done in the context of civility. Dwala, good to have you here as well. How everything going? Don Pekin LD, good to have you here. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on your location. This is all things considered. We're going to activate the line here. A lot is unfolding inside Liberia to other places or whatever news you think you find necessary that worth sharing. We will have that conversation here. But one of the hard-pressing burning issue here is whether the law is being broken and who broke the law. We need to know, and we want to discuss that in its entirety. And we said that here before on this network, a lot of people potentially could be in trouble based on what we know and some of the things that happens with the former CDC-led government. And that seems to be the case. People are now being entangled within the criminal justice system that in itself continue from participating, and the case can go as long as it can. That's part of the game to hold fire with certain people. Let's get this, keep this. We need to have these people, and because they're going to be potentially with the judge to see how these cases can pick up. You're not going to tell it now. The former first lady of Liberia seems to be in problem. What is this all about? The interpretations is quite varies, different in different quarters, depending who the conversations or who is taking the conversation. Some see it as a wager, but some see it as the rule of law being applied. But now the court system has stepped in, and those properties now they are demanding what could potentially be the explanations, who are going to be subpoenaed, and what we will get to know in time to come. But it is out front to say someone or people are in trouble. Trouble. And I wouldn't be surprised. We said that here from time to time. There are a lot of people that we are hearing more names, and they are former government officials based on their associations. Of course, some of these are legitimate cause, legitimate reason, but people will post on it. People will have their own interpretations, which is okay, but we are willing to have these conversations upfront. We want to welcome you in tonight's editions of All Things Considered, right here on the Diaspora Informative News Magazine. Like I said, the line will be activated as soon as possible. So we want to make sure that all voices before the analysts can come in. That is okay, but I'm going to put this number out here, and we're going to have a conversation here so you can also participate in the process, making sure your side or your voice is also heard. So just bear with me here quickly as I try to put this number. And the issue of this military coup in Guinea-Bissau, this seems to be all over the place. That country is noted of always coup d'etat. What is responsible? These years back, this thing, it was just all over the place. Is it coming back again? Saying what we're seeing happening, it's unfolding. What are the reasons why these things are happening? What the politicians are not doing? Why the military are stepping in? These are all concerned. Well, let me put this number out here, and you can have your say here. Like the liberal said, you talk your own, I talk my own, but we talk it the right way. And so we'll always have this conversation here. So just bear with us. And since it's all things considered, we are not going to restrict you to say what you don't want to say. So literally, you pick your own talking point. You decide what you want to say, where you want to talk. But you are liable to be asked to ask questions based on the information you want to provide. The number is here, so we're going to jump right into it this evening. Don't hold back, speak your mind, especially with the now the former president. Where would this ball land? Who could be next? Is the former president and the former president, the former first lady, is the former president in trouble? Or who could be the next person to be called in? What is going on here? What they didn't do? How we got to this place here? Is it a surprise? For me, actually not. I don't think it's a surprise because these things, the way things were playing out, and I was talking to a former government official, for her to be making statement at this time, that is troubling. When you are called in on this sort of high profile, you don't say anything. You don't speak. You wait until your lawyer observe this. The more you speak, the more you talk out, the more you indict yourself. And so it's you need to have that sort of legal counsel to go to these things here. And we don't know how you're going to end out now. So they're asking you to bring everything. Well, let's see what happens, because it's going to be a tough one. And there are a lot of people potentially could be dragged into this from different reasons, different things that they are involved, including sitting government officials, lawmakers, senators. There are a lot of people going to be called in. Now, if you are hit with the criminal justice system, if you are hate, it means uh, your activities literally will be seized. If you are politicians, because you would not even have a chance. The system will not even allow you. You have to vindicate yourself, and it's not going to be an overnight thing. And how the political space is looking right now. You if you are caught into it, it's going to be to your disadvantage because there's going to be a distraction. So you need to clear that aspect first before you can even talk anything. But let's have a conversation. How the other side feels about it, how the other side think. Is it the right thing? Will the process allow itself? Yes, obviously, this is going to be happening here, but we all predicted some of these things going to be happening because when national governments allocate budget or money for a purpose, and you are within the system directly or indirectly, that becomes the asset of the people, and that is the government of Liberia. The most ridiculous guy on this network claimed to be liberal. His liberal ideology yet to be questioned because his talking, his way of doing things does not really represent who liberals are. But that who he is. He was once upon a time with Liberty Party. He been dropped out from Liberty Party. He managed to get a political shelter. Now is a strong supporter of Unity Party. The Liberal Progressive from Saxtown, Sacramento, California, is here this evening in this editions of All Things Considered. Let me bring in the Liberal. Liberal, are you good to go? You even start here, you start drinking barrel of water, you were bounced. Let me bring you in here. You better send for a whole gallon. The Liberal Progressive, good evening.
Good evening, Mister. So, where is my name? Why my name is not written on my picture? What are you trying to pull here quickly? I mean, we haven't even started yet. My name disappear. Well, if you don't know the liberal name,
I am in charge. Don't worry about that.
okay,
I
well, all
am,
right.
I'm in charge.
Okay, well, you was the one that were claiming to be defending people's civil liberty, and here you are. You invited somebody who was your guest, and has no name plate on his
You
name.
know, a guess? What are you talking about? Let me see. You're not a guess. I'm not sure why this is not. Um, you are not a guest. Don't make yourself a guest here. Let's see here. Hold on one second here, because since you like tactile business, so um, yeah.
Let's move on.
But please, don't worry about that. Who don't know you? I'm
The
not sure.
people know. The people know that I'm
Please,
fire Buckeye. There's no question. So don't worry about it.
there you go. You're fire. So why is it not okay? Something not right. I'm not sure why, because I've done everything here. Okay, let's see this here. Displaced name is being displaced. I'm not sure. Well, anyway, let's have a conversation. We're not going to have this to distract all here. Good
That's
evening.
okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'm here to be the counterweight for your conservative view, and any other person who come here calling themselves a defender of the massive, we will be the counterweight for them as well. We're massive.
Hey, Pee-wee, good to have you here, right here from my own city to protect it. Good to have you, Pee-wee. Thank you so much for always following us here. So, Liberal, let's have a conversation. All things considered, I think this is the kind of program that you like because this is where you unleash and you roll like a like a roller skate, no stopping, and you talk and carry on and carry on. How's your day so far? What's going on?
So good.
Thanksgiving.
I would like to sing a song for you, just 1 or 2 minutes in
When you
my
started,
own. I don't, Mister. So I'm a singer. You
I
know
have a
that.
I have a song here. Yeah, are you willing to interpret that song?
What you are being unfair to your audience. You're asking Fire Buckeye to interpret the song that is sung in Crown. How is that possible? The man from DC Foyer, and you're asking him to interpret the. But anyway, go ahead, play the song. I will help you.
No, sing your song. Don't worry. I'll get to it.
You know what that is? President Waka and the Unity Party. They are not people to play around. If you're going to face them, you first of all have to be intellectually inclined. You have to be strong intellectually. You have to have all your ducks in row. You can't guess. You can't assume. You cannot come in and thinking, say, they don't know what they're doing. They will soak you and they will eat your lunch for free. Mr. So, I hate to say this, but I would say anyway. You seem to be this is hard to come out. They're more of a big time political guru. And I mean it. Oh, I don't mean to take my own title away, but I will be honest because that's what we're supposed to do. Months ago, you warned us that this thing that people are playing with. Unity Party doesn't even have to campaign. Unity Party has no reason to campaign. All they have to do is tie you down legally. We heard today the former First Lady of the Republic of Liberia. Her foundation is now being investigated. Former First Lady, her foundation is now being investigated. All of the big
Let
wigs.
me just hold your peace. You carry on. Let me welcome the guy from Delaware, from next to Joe Biden.
They're retired. We retired them. They're not part of us anymore. We retired them. So don't bring him on as though he's not. They're retired. Joseph Biden and all of them from Delaware. We retired them.
So Joseph Boyka retire?
I said
Retire
Joseph
or
Biden.
retire?
I said Joseph Biden. Why president? Why would a young president of the Republic of Liberia be retired at that age? It's too soon.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he retired or whatever.
Mr. So put words in my mouth. Let me finish let me go on with my process. They are now Unity Party. If this is true, if indeed they are investigating the foundation, guess what? All of the big wigs of CDC, their concentration will be focused on the defense of this lady. This lady, Mr. Soul, let truth be told here this afternoon. I did a whole 2 hours program on her one time. I have the video. This lady, she stood in public and said, my being in Liberia is specifically to make sure the young ladies of this country get some benefit from whatever it is that this government and any other government will put forward. I have another video of this lady walking in the mud of the Republic of Liberia, campaigning for CDC, this lady, and not even asking to be recognized. If you watch the video, she's way ahead. Mr. So I'm gleaning somewhere. I'm getting somewhere. So as far as I'm concerned, with sincerity, I could be wrong. I see no reason for her to even come close to anything that have to do with corruption or anything else. However, she is working with the corrupt chief of staffs. She is working with corrupt group of people. And so now CDC and their comeback campaign is going to be diverted a little bit. And they're not done yet, though. That's so the big we. And they will challenge. They don't have to make noise. You don't have to participate. They're smart. They don't have to make noise. But they will use the court system to their benefit. Y'all bring it on. Y'all in there said the one campaign, the one kind of speak all the y'all go to court. That's why they will waste your time. Mr. So, that's my
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Moses. And where is LPR Security Analysts is based in Delaware, right here in the
Ah,
USA. It's
you
on the
ain't quite,
campaign
you ain't
for
quite yet.
buying new
Wow.
Air Liberia. Air
It look
Liberia.
like, it look like they seen you ain't get, what kind of business here?
Remember you're disrupting, please. Okay, Morris, good evening. Good to have you.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. Mr. To, how are you doing today?
That now you know me.
Oh, you see? CEO, who was calling you and blowing your phone off because I couldn't get in touch with this man the whole time he took his
You were looking for crime man. You supposed
oh,
to look for loafer man, then you will get him quick.
okay, but that's why I'm calling
Fire Baka, then you will
for
get
you.
me.
I got your new name now.
Okay, okay.
Well, thank you. And I'm happy to be on
Thank you, Moses. Thank you very
this
much.
evening. And I have a few things on my mind that I think is pressing, one of which Mr. Todd just talking about with the First Lady. And I have my own perspective on that. And I hope I can articulate it later. The other thing that I wanted to talk about has to do with this continuous infighting of our security personnel. PSU and police officer having fight in the public. I mean, we're talking about people throwing PT in the public and not focusing on the safety and protection of people's and properties. The other thing that I want to talk about is that the Omen is in Morocco. The president, His Excellency Jose Yumabaka, is in Morocco. Today I watched a video I put on the in the chat room where apparently he was taking pictures with a group of Liberian people, and I can tell you I didn't even know that he was there because I didn't see any security. I just saw a bunch of people with backpacks and all of that. At the end of the video, as they told the guy to squat to take a picture, the president was standing right in the back among those people. The security of that office has just been neglected continuously, in my own estimation. And they're not treating that office with the kind of respect that it needs to be given in and out of the country. And I think that raises serious concern based on my experiences and my knowledge of what security is all about. I think we're overlooking that office by virtue of the president that we have in there. And regardless of him being people person, there's certain protocol that needs to be put in place to protect our office, especially out
Okay.
of the country. So those are my issues that I want to talk about. So
Okay. We hopefully we can take time, if not all, but to have a conversation, but do it in a fair balance and proportional factions, and that everyone will be given the opportunity to have a conversation. So let's come to the point here. The Liberal already unveiled literally the package here, and which of course is the big news. But of course, we are also, as you guys know, we always concerned with what is happening even within and out of our own corridor. Military coup in Guinea-Bissau, seeing all these things playing out,
mhm.
that is a lot. So you are a perfect person to just weigh in on this. Uh, the military takeover in Africa and its surroundings, West, East, or whatever, in most of the places, so Guinea, Mali, and all of those
Mhm.
places here. What is going on? What does it signify in terms of the sort of governing style? What is the missing piece here for which there's a military interventions? Are we going back to that of yesterday, where we saw every now and then military take over here? Do we need to focus the west southwest regions need to sort of pay attention to see what is going on? And Guinea-Bissau, there's a history of that country with military coup. I'm not sure what's really happening.
Well, for me, what I can deduce from all of these things in Africa, while we see Burkina Faso trying to take some positive steps in the right direction, We see countries like Uganda and those places who have had, previous conflicts and now settling down. We see that other countries uh, being influenced by either puppet administrations and what have you, and those things breed. The other day I posted something and I said educational on the chat room about all of these African leaders that have been assassinated since the 60s based on their lack of submission to the West. And that these people, and that the West has been influential in the coup or the takeover from these leaders in Africa. Sometimes tradition in Africa kind of treats us the bad way because of some of what we've been through, and our exposure has been limited to what needs to happen to bring us together. But also, we have influences from outside because of the mineral resources that we have that people want, and they come in for our minerals. And if we have a leader who defies them, that leader faces threats by these folks because they want the mineral resources of the country. And if that leader is not up to, accepting their proposition, then they become a target. We've seen that over and over and over. So getting Bissau, I don't think is of any exception to those same rules in the past, and pray to God what's happening in other places. That's what you see people like Mali now and all of these people. Burkina Faso particularly drove off the French people, and to the point that the administration of France got pissed off and started to say some derogatory things about the president in Burkina Faso, and it was air. So, and where the French people were in Mali and all of that, they kicked them out. So I can only say if we're gonna stand on our own feet to use our resources locally to benefit our people as other people wanted to do, like Kwame Nkrumah and all of those guys, what did they do? They broke down the OU and they changed it to the what now they call them something the
Okay.
and stuff like that. So that's what it is. They don't want us to.
Okay. The liberal, let me just bring you in here. You're one of those always keep track of historical context, things that happening, such as example of the documentary you've been reading here. Those are very, very few people have asset
I
to
said,
that, which of
yep,
course is a good resource
yep,
to always reference. Let
reference
me
it.
just bring you here to how concerned we must be as a people with this sort of military takeover that is just here and there now.
Thank you, Mr. So. I thank you very much. I'm not the guru when it comes to Liberian history. In fact, I have no knowledge most of the things, but I've been participating and I've been involved in a lot of uh, uh, important activities in Liberia. 79, I was there. 80, I was there. Center stage, of course. And when I came in this country, I think Mr. Sigwe can attest to that. I hung around folks. They were a little bit older, but they had more knowledge. Sir Johnny, Mr. Sigwe, Uncle Sam Cully, at the time he was president of Rhode Island Liberian community, and they put me under their arms and travel all over. We went places, you like convention and what have you. So I've been around. Now let's go back to this thing, Mr. So. Uh, Before I go into Guinea-Bissau, there was a convention, Washington District Convention that was held in, I believe it was in Minnesota, where I was asked to lecture in the morning section. And my lecture theme was respect for the rule of law and respect for individual. If you respect people, people will respect you. And if you respect each other, you will then tend to respect the law that all of you fought hard to put together. Because if I'm coming at you with respect towards you, I will also respect your work. And this is what is lacking in many West African countries. I'll give you an example. We all saw during the war, there were some people that were really, the knees stood up among Liberians. One of those, Benjamin Yete. Where is he? Where is Benjamin Yete? And you're talking about ECWA. Now, let's forget about that. I'll just throw that out there for you to listen to that. We have issue in Guinea-Bissau. Senegal has a young president who is also going back to the days of how they call it, Nkrumah, and the days of African socialism and what have you. Yeah. He has those little tendency here and there. If we Liberian believe that these things cannot happen again in Liberia, we're going to be kidding ourselves. If we respect each other, respect the rule of law, once you cannot say you are advocating and you are an advocate for the poor people when the poor people collectively elect a government, but yet you say you do not want to respect the rule of that government, then are you still advocating for the poor people? No. What happened in Guinea-Bissau? It was something that Guinea-Bissau has been rumbling here and things like that, where the former president, who is now being deposed, believed he had it under control. The corrupt behavior among ourselves, Mr. So, it's the root cause. Until we can get out of that and try to be truthful to each other. Look how much investigation that is happening in this Mr. Clean government. And I'm a word, Jerry Rowley, Mr.
No, listen. Also bear in mind, we are not going to speak in ambiguity here, where you leave people with apprehension going without them having takeaway. So I'm going to, this guy who used to be a defender, Lawson Plaka for Togo. I'm gonna watch you keenly because we are here to have a civil conversation. So if you want to speak in specific tones, then we'll try as much as possible to decode that for the good of the audience. So who is the Mr. Clean you're referring to?
Ambassador Bakai, now President Bakai. That name was given to him by former Ghanaian President Gerald Rawlings. Okay. Under this government, you have had so many investigations and so many allegations of corrupt behavior under this Mr. Clean government. And you have people who are still unable to even feed themselves, let alone send their kids to school. And among us, in the same village of Liberia, you got people millionaires overnight. And you expect this thing to understand getting bizarre? We have to change the narrative. We have to make sure every one of us benefit, even if that fire coal you're selling, let it be shared equally. With this kind of rumor going around, you have there's a rumor that says the president has a. Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second. Let me welcome the co-host.
Oh my God.
And now you come to spoil my good conversation. We come and bring who co-host? The man who deserted you, that co-host?
It's none of your business.
Okay.
You don't have anything to fry. That's how we operate.
You were cooking, two of y'all cooking in the kitchen. Then the man left you. That now the gravy now done and put out done and the kiss out that now you come in the car, you come in the car and course.
I see the phobia already in you, but we have to welcome.
Go
Let's
ahead. Let me finish my
welcome
statement. Go ahead.
Dr. Jones
Okay.
O'Malley,
All right.
one of the independent voices on this network.
We will break that down tonight. But anyway, on a very serious, let me just finish my statement, Mr. So.
Mhm.
So if we believe that these kinds of behavior, they are foreign to Liberia, we have to be mindful. I don't pray for that. But the way to stop it, the way to isolate and insulate Liberia for those kinds of behavior, if that fire coal we're selling and we say the fire coal costs 25 cents, let the 25 cents be distributed evenly among all Liberians. Even if you're going to steal, but let it be known to the people that indeed the government was trying to distribute, but there are certain people that are doing the stealing. If we don't do that, it's just a matter of time, Mr. So. Thank you very much.
Okay. Dr. Jones, Dr. Malley, good evening. Good to have you here. Good to see you. When Dr. Malley's office, people kind of like, they try to, and they feel very uncomfortable. There's a sort of fear in them, but, we understand. Most.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to speak quickly on that Guinea-Bissau thing, and then we will shift gear.
Yeah, we need to look at the issue, and we know we're not far from Guinea-Bissau. I remember my last trip to Liberia. I was there when when President Boca took a day trip down there and met with the leadership, and whatever came out of that was never given to people. But we are in a position where we've had since 1980, and we know what brought about the coup in Liberia because of ignorance. Mr. Toh has spoken to that. Some of us were there at the time when the progressive people came, and we didn't see Torbert as the kind of leader that brainwash us because of our ignorance. And they told us all of these things that were happening, like he explicitly talked about the rest riot and how the country rice, the local rice were going to $23 and the Pisang going to $25, and it came and monopolized and decided they were going to use that, and we fell for it until we came here and hung around with Eula, and then we start to understand some of the things that were going on, and that the import of rice were being subsidized. And that's simply what Tubbo was trying to do. Let us invest and have our farmers grow the rice so we can be self-sufficient. And and so they can stop importing rice. We never understood it as that. So, Guinea-Bissau is not far from us. We hope that, the war that started in Liberia that spilled out to Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, and Guinea, it's not a situation as Guinea-Bissau with the coup d'etat and all of that. But one of the things I wanted to talk here, and I wish Wilto was here, and I hope he's listening. There's something I want to say, but I'll say at the end, because he's a young brother, and there are certain things that they continue to say openly that instigating certain things, and in a civil society like around the world where we are, there could be serious investigation and surveillance put on them, and they don't realize that. They just get up and make statements using words, terms that are dangerous to do this, like something's going to happen. We won fought war before, and these things are not decent for Liberia, especially post-war. That kind of language is not decent for post-war Liberia. And you can't let your emotions take over you. So, in short, let me say that Guinea-Bissau, I hope that things will not spill out to the neighboring country, that is Liberia, Guinea, and other places, and that it stays in confined Guinea-Bissau, and that they find some way to mend their democracy in Guinea-Bissau. But we don't have control over that. Most of the things that happen in this country has to do with the use of mineral resources and how people come in and act corrupt and all that stuff like that. And, 1% of the population enjoying, and the other 99% is in poverty. And that's what I would say about that.
Okay, good. We want to welcome our viewers, same brothers, Mr. Soto, welcome, monitoring from Pennsylvania. It's good to have you here. Dr. Jones, let me just bring you in here, you guys. And they were really on fire, but as soon as you surface, everybody changed. Their tone came to soprano, much more stabilized.
Mr. So, do not consider
Mr. Cole, hold on.
civility, our
Mr.
civility. Do not consider
What are
our
you doing?
civility as being cowardice. We
Mr.
are ready
Cole.
for you and Dr. Mali. We will
Mr.
be
Cole.
here, and we will make sure whatever ridiculous idea come out of you guys, we will make sure we control it, and the audience will not be fooled. So don't think that because Mr. Mali comes in here, I don't know what kind of you think I am Baro playing here tonight that you can't show why and rare that's going to scare me. It don't scare me. You go to Ghana, you want to do that kind of thing, you want to try that, go to Ghana, and then you scare Ghana people. But I mean, Mr. So, I'm a liberal. Let's hear from you. Please.
So, again, hold on, again. I am running this show. We need to have a peaceful and quiet program here tonight. Dr. Mali.
Yeah, when you start, are you hearing me?
Yeah, loud and clear. This is all.
A greeting to our fellow panelists, and I'm very sure. One good thing about this platform, it's one of the leading platforms that is being managed and controlled by adults. And so when the adults start to play the boys' game, other people start wondering what's going on the adult platform. And so we got to be mindful. The kids that we try to let them take our footstep, follow our footstep, they are watching. And any attempt for any of us start to play their game, that's going to be a serious trouble. So it's just a cue out there to the rest of us.
When you finish talking your parable, tell us exactly what you're talking about. At least we'll be able to understand.
Mr. Tour.
I just want to say
because
I'm at loss. I have no clue what he's talking about. How am I going to comprehend what he's saying if I have no clue? I mean, this is. I'm just wanting to be fair to all of us.
You need to pay more attention because you kind of remove yourself from what we are trying to do here tonight because you get your head somewhere else. So return to baseline.
Yeah, CEO, we got one command structure on Wednesday, and that command structure still in place. It has not been impinged or changed. And so when voices are coming from other corners, focus on the command structure. And this is what I'm going to do going forward now to reduce the distraction. But anyway, let me just throw a little light on what's happening in Guinea-Bissau. You see, sometimes we claim to know the history of our country, but in actuality, I think we just don't know. Many times people complain that the trouble was overthrown because of rice. And he wanted to change the rice. But the truth of the whole episode, rice was part of the process, but it's not rice that brought trouble, demise. No, it's not rice. We have to go deeper into our research. But let's branch a little bit of Guinea-Bissau. When you have a civilian government coming to power, as I was saying from our premise, if you have a civilian government coming to power and turn itself into a military government rule, you end up having something different. That's what happening in Guinea-Bissau right now. You see? So when these people come and say we are Democrats, be tolerant, be persevering. When the elections are held and you are defeated, accept it. Don't go to the back door and start to cook things. You are not a military government. You are a civilian government. And so be tolerant like other African countries that accept the result gracefully and step down. But when you want to play a game, you forgot to know that the military is just sitting next door. You see, it's sad. We don't want military government, but that's what's happening right now in Guinea-Bissau. You see, if you are a civilian man, you try to turn yourself into a military dictator as a civilian, democratically elected government, and you go to the back door, you start doing all kinds of things. I mean, you're going to face your own fate. And that's what happening in Guinea-Bissau right now. It's sad, but that's what it is.
Okay. I think so far it looks quiet. Okay, let's you know, it's always we always keep eyes off, you know, other places to make sure we have these conversation as well. But let's return home here. And one of the leading news factor now is what is reported from the Liberian investigator and other major news outlet regarding to the property or the foundations of the former First Lady. I want to start with Moses because anything that more or less code-related crime and all of that, he can better articulate that as well. So, Moses, the news headline here from the Liberian investigator: court orders BMC to surrender to Claire Hope Foundation records in asset recovery probe. This is huge. Verification. We want to make sure you need to answer question. How? All of these questions are we are literally connected, and that one person cannot provide answers to this. This is the one thing, but with multiple people attached. And we had this conversation here from time to time, and I've been saying here, I wouldn't be surprised if the wife of the former president was called in based on the information that we know and how much will be put there, the budgetary allocations and all of that, more or less. Then it cannot be an individual to foundations. That obviously becomes a government asset. How are we now? What is your own interpretation? What is your own understanding? If you see the sort of news headline that involve the former First Lady of the Republic of Liberia. You want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me just say this. When I heard my young brother, Mr. Carter, on the radio, you know, he had tapped me on the live, and I was listening to him. And people who saw that, I have written some comment. I couldn't get involved with the conversation, and he was very agitated from what I suspected. I could be wrong, and his emotions were taken to a different level. Now, from my own experiences and looking at interaction with some law enforcement officers, when there's an investigation, there is no guilt at that point. It's merely an investigation. The government or the administration has the right to investigate anybody, even themselves. Now, when we hear investigation based on the individual, it raises our eyebrows. And we know that there was an investigation going on. with this assets recovery. As soon as the president got in, he put an asset recovery team together. Some of the processes, we had a conversation here, and we thought that the processes, some of the things that were processed, and some of the statement made was really immature of the investigation, and that we think we expressed our sentiment that we hope this is not going to be looked at as a witch hunt, because it's going to seriously impact this administration. And I still remain that the same way. I mean, if they're coming in to investigate the foundation of the First Lady, they must have had something, some information that would instigate that. Now, from the other side, what I would tell them is that sit and wait, because you will have your day to go after the administration, let people know that this was all a witch hunt. But you can't stop people from investigating, from asking questions, from inquiring on how, when, who's involved, where were we, and where are we, and all of these different questions during investigation needs to be answered. Some of those questions need to be answered. So for me, we know what happened within that bundle, and which took a long time before it came to fruition, and we see a whole lot of things happening now within that bundle. So if people are investigating, they have not come to a conclusion to make allegations against you or to take you to court. One other thing that they need to understand, that this was the former First Lady of the Republic of Liberia. And I can tell you what I suspect is going to be happening is that the influence, based on the fact that she's not a born Liberian, she's from Jamaica, and to bring Jamaicans into Liberia, and how she came in and this and that, all those going to play into this whole craziness. However, in the future, that's something that people will have to consider strongly for other candidates running. If they're not married to a Liberian, it will raise some questions in the future. So this could have serious implications in the future. I'm only saying that, with this situation, I don't know the detail, and I'm waiting to see where this investigation goes. And I think I will encourage folks to really not be reactive and wait until there's some findings that come out where they can challenge the status quo and say, no, this is not this is not that. But she's going to have a day to talk. Now, if she's created a foundation that is benefiting young girls, as people are saying, listen, that means there's nothing bad with that. Sooner or later, we will come up and administration will be caught with their pants down. And tell them, why will you investigate this thing when it's benefiting these people? And then I think the Liberian people will speak out. But we need to stop making this political and politicizing everything in the Republic of Liberia. And I think that's what is driving these conversations, and it's escalating to creating serious division and hate for certain people. And I told my young brother today, he kept saying, Mr. Barker, Mr. Barker. I just wrote him and I told him, respect the office of the presidency. It doesn't matter who occupied that office. You need to respect them. You call, you guys continue to call what's his name? Mr. Mane Wia, George Mane Wia, His Excellency President George Mane Wia, and when you go to address the sitting president, you call him Mr. Boakai or Joseph Boakai. That is totally wrong. And in that conversation, oh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. So when you use the word dangerous, what do you suspect the outcome is going to be? What are you planning? You see, they're using these words freely and they don't know. In a civilized world where you have law and order, those things would be written down, and you yourself would be under investigation and surveillance.
Okay,
Because you make kind of statement that is insightful. And I keep telling them, Prince, the same thing with Prince Sharif. He comes and he says, Tabata, And you say, oh, they're dangerous. They think it's dangerous. So you're trying to implicate that. Some thought, oh, we went to war and the people can get up and go to war again. No. You know, these things are totally not suitable for our situation in Liberia. And they need to, you know, think about using other terms when they get that emotional.
All right. Try to suggest that, and hopefully, maybe we can come to you whatever times you want them to replace for what they are using. Look, Dr. Mali, how stressful is this here? We had these conversations, and we've been making a guess here based on the little that we know. Now, with the code coming into being, will give us more latitude at the end of the day. Let's see what's going to happen. But this is a stress for a major opposition party, most especially the standard barrier. We don't know how far this thing gonna go, but what I do know, as long there's some sort of criminality, none of the crime is being committed, but where there's an investigation, there's a potential crime being committed, and that can, especially with a politician, that takes a long time. And when you are linked to something like that now, it means you have to clear it up before you can even become IT. Should the former president be concerned with what is happening now in terms of his political career, which he has made that proclamation? Was his song, his action at the time? Did he jump ahead of his shadow? What do you think is happening in the world of the CDC?
Yes, you know, one good thing I like about the CDC, you may mention directly the president. I'm sorry to say, but with all due respect to His Excellency, former President Weah, and his militants gang, think the same way, perform the same way, operate the same way. Like what the security analyst just said, I don't have all the facts. But we have a government in Liberia that need to be respected. Government all around the world, they have the constitutional right to look into anything that they consider suspicious. They have the right to audit. They have the right to investigate. They have the right to call you for questioning. They have the right. This is a government. This is not a club, right? But what I see in Liberia now, for most of we, the level-headed Liberian, we get too many things out of context many days in our country. And it's not good. Something spark gave a chance to work its way out. All right? I don't have the details, but now I'm beginning to see people are jumping the gun here, comparing the former First Lady project to other politician project. Why the government is not looking into it? Why the other person having their school, they're not checking on it? Why the other person doing it? What you can't, maturity don't allow you to do these things. You see, political utterances are not the same as political maturity. And political maturity is conspicuously missing within the rank and file of the CDC. I must emphatically state that tonight. The manner in which they approach things, sometimes they have a very good case.
Wow.
But political maturity is conspicuously missing or absent in the rank and file of seditions. I must state that emphatically clear tonight.
Wow.
Something has happened. As a mature politician, you don't put your emotion in front to control the situation. You keep your emotion to the background and look at the situation, analyze it, and keep quiet as an elder and see how far this. You can add one or two questions. Never be the first to compare A with B and conclude that it's a witch hunt. This lady has come to help us, the former, excuse me, sorry, Madam First Lady, or our former first lady has come to help us, and so this and that, this and that. Despite I have a bone to pick with seditions and the former president George Weah. I cannot insult him. He's one of our kingsmen. He's our former president. I will always salute him whatsoever I meet him. Why am I doing this thing? Because I'm being controlled by maturity. All right? I'm not being controlled, excuse me for the expression, by political stupidity. No. So I think the problem now is sedition are causing more problem in Liberia than any other group. We can't do this. People are jumping the ground now that the government is witch hunting this woman. This woman has come to help Liberian people, and we want to find out if the government have a cause, and they felt that and money put into this thing, it came from so many other dubious sources, including taxpayer money. If I'm president, I have all right to look into it. But if you're coming to tell me, oh, CEO have a media empire in Grand Gire, they left it, and now they're looking into this thing. Oh, the security analysts have a fish pond in Lofa County. Oh, they left it, they didn't look into it, and they came this way. We can't be doing this. That's why I keep saying, people keep saying, sedition are the largest group, is the biggest political party. No, it's not true. You can only be the biggest political party when you maintaining and controlling your emotion on sensitive issue. Then people see your maturity and classify you to be, yes, the biggest political party. But as of now, CDC is out of control mentally.
Wow. This is very strong words. Okay. Liberal, let me just bring you in here. We've been having this sort of conversation here. Now it will become it will be Prince are going to come to you. It will be reinforced now. Now it's out in the public domain. The code's already in it. A lot of articles coming in, and so forth. But the key question here is, I believe she did speak out, which perhaps maybe we're getting a consultation, especially when these sort of things happen. You hold your breath, get the consultation, get your defense team, and all of that, because you just do not know the end, and anything can be held against you in a court of competent jurisdiction. Are you surprised to get us to this? Are we how we got to this point?
Gotta unmute yourself, man.
Not gonna be babysitting people here.
Oh, you're doing intentionally.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm gonna come to you. Let me finish with
You don't the liver. Thank you. There you go.
You will not distract me, Dr. Malley. I'm too old for that. But let me just say this here. Look, this thing here is going to be tricky, to be honest with you. We are talking about history here. Now, if the asset recovery team have evidence, they will follow the rule. Sedition and those who support Madam Weah, the First Lady, former First Lady, you will do yourself a favor and let the law take its course. I do not believe that this president, President Wakai, that the former First Lady of the Republic of Liberia will be her civil liberty, as Mr. So would say, would be trampled on. I don't think so. Now, for me, I think CDC, I've been saying this here from almost 5 years or so now, that they don't know when to pick their battle. I believe that I could be wrong. They have some very, very smart intellectual seditions. However, they allow few to give them a talking point. And most of them don't even look at the context of that talking point. They don't even look at the wordings of that talking point. They'll just run with it and expect people to be stupid and follow. And then when you try to question, to say, why are you using this word when you know it's not what it is? They don't look into to the background. There are so many things that are happening in the background. They don't do that. But I'm not going to fault them. This is what I'm going to say, Mr. So. The government also have to be very careful. We just saw what happened in Guinea-Bissau, and I'm not saying it's coming to Liberia. But these things happen because people believe that they have no right in their own country. And they start labeling your government as, oh, the people think. Once there are people like the opposition are successful in characterizing whatever it is that you're trying to do, the good for the people, and they call it the people thing, and try to dislodge you from the common man, you have issues. And this is where the mouthpiece of the government need to step in. You would think by now, with this thing happening, let there be a press conference. Every time you come back to one of the major players in Liberia. Madam Claria, she's a stakeholder, major stakeholder in the activities of Liberia. You cannot divorce
Can you
that.
turn your camera on, please?
You're not gonna do that.
I mean, a secure, certain era. I can tell I will turn on when I get the mine.
Okay.
All era, that's why I'm putting it on. Please.
Can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. So, Madam Claudia, she's a major stakeholder in the day-to-day affair of the Republic of Liberia. We can't take that out. And therefore, if you are going to engage in such a high class political activity, I call it political activity because we're not in the courthouse yet, you have to come out publicly and ease the tension among Liberians to say we are not witch hunting. We have evidence. The evidence is taken up there. However, we also believe as government employees that we're not accusing this woman of being guilty of anything. We are investigating. When you do that kinds of stuff, you leave no room for CDC and their propagandists to try to improvise. If you do not communicate with the Liberian people, they use that opportunity to improvise and put words in the mouth of the Liberian people what they think you think. And that's what it is. I always say this, Mr. So let me say that one more time, please. Let me say it. There are those who believe they know when they know they don't know anything. But they sit on it.
Yeah.
And people
Okay,
believe them.
All right, let me bring in Prince Sharif is on the line, and then gonna go to the other analyst backstage as well.
Mr. So, I don't mean to interrupt, please. You allow Dr. Mali to speak for so long, but you're only giving me 2 minutes, even less.
God.
Something to please. It's not every time people something. Please. If you don't want, I'm gonna.
It's the same CDC mentality, comparing A with B. We can be doing this.
But who the A? I the A.
Okay, Prince. Prince, good to have you, Mr. Goya. I can't see your image to you, so make sure your camera is in. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Let me say thank you and to the panelists for bringing up these issues, especially as it relates to our nation. I want to speak to the first issue that has to do with the communication that was put out by a team that have been set up by Mr. Boyka and the Assets Recovery Team.
Mr. Boyka.
Let me just say on this platform, reiterate
the president,
the CDT as a political institution and the former ruling party is in no way against the investigation of individuals who are allegedly been accused by this government as people engage in high level of corruption or, siphoning state resources to do whatever. The CDC, as a political institution, has always abided by the rule of law. We have always followed the law. You are a living witness that His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh, we have always called on the supporters and the political institution, the CDC, to remain law-abiding. And that we will be till the infinitive. And we will not do anything to undermine the rule of law in Liberia. But having said that, we must also be very careful and to point out quickly that the CDC will not subscribe, the CDC will not succumb, the CDC will not kowtow to anything that has to do with witch hunt, anything that has to do with circumventing the law to please an individual. And the reason why we are saying this is because we have seen traces along the way that Mr. Boyka has not come to deliver to the people, but rather to witch hunt the CDC. And these are the indicators. When Mr. Boyka took over as president of the Republic of Liberia, the first thing he did, which we saw as a gross disrespect, was to demand that the First Lady turn over a private vehicle without investigating whether that vehicle of the First Lady was for the First Lady, whether it was a personal vehicle or it was a government vehicle. He demanded that she turn it over. Later, did we know, including the government, that that vehicle was not the was not the government vehicle, but it was the personal vehicle of the First Lady of the Republic of Liberia. Again, that was a red flag. The second thing we saw was when members of the Unity Party start to accuse the First Lady that she was on the payroll of the government, she was taking about $5 million on an annual basis, and etc. Only to do an investigation to find out again that the information that was being spilled out there by members of the Unity Party, who we think should be leading instead of a propaganda arm, it was false, misleading, and has no iota of truth in it. The next thing we saw is the jump behind the finance minister.
In 30
The
seconds,
former finance minister of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Samuel Tuet, and said that this man must be handcuffed and placed behind bar and sent to jail. When the communication reached the former immigration boss, he said, but no, this cannot be. The communication that you sent is wrong. This man is already in the country. He's not going out. So therefore, we cannot implement this particular order that you have given us. If he was escaping from the country, that is a different thing. Now, I'm giving all of these instances to tell you that the Unity Party have a plan and a plan. That is to ensure that the CDC as a political party is dismantled, and we are doing everything to wish on the CDC. What we are looking at is not the rule of law.
Okay, let me hold you. Let me hold you. I gotta hold you there. I think you are gone. We in a full house. Let me bring the people. I think you outlined some key points. Hopefully, time will permit. But just hang on there, so you don't have to go. Let's welcome the rest of the analysts. Mr. Koya is yes. Kato Jalabalayan is in the house. Wilton Keto is here. Keto, are you there?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah, okay, I know this is all things considered, but the issue on the floor now, you can speak to it, but you can get out to your own point here with respect to the court order regarding the foundations of the former First Lady. But let me just bring you in here. What's your versions, or what do you have on your plate?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And hi to all of the panelists on the show. The court order is directly is directed to BMC, the company that I guess was part of the construction of the Hope City of Hope, to get some information, receipt, and all documentation transaction between the foundation and the organization or the business. Secondly, asking, like, the question that I'm asking, what are they looking for? What I'm hearing is the government is saying that this foundation was sponsored or heavily financed by the former administration. And if they get all the evidence that it was financed by the former administration, that property will be turned over to the Liberian government. And I'm think for me,
So quickly, do you agree with that? If
no,
that property was financed by the government of Liberia, the money came from inside. We yet to see. I have not seen it, but it's been widely reported that over 700,000 was allocated. How true is that? I have not seen it myself. I hope to see it. But to your point here, quickly before I go to the other guy, if that happens to be true, if any legal document related to that surface, then the government has a case, right?
no, the government does not even have a case. Let's assume that the government made some contribution to that project. The government has no right to take that property over. And that's the reason why I made my video. And I asked the question for some of the educated people, maybe some of us, we didn't go to school. We're just sitting down and carelessly running around. So all the educated people that are talk all the time about education, and because we get thinking we from under the sycamore tree, or because we support President we are so our intellectual ability is limited, I asked them, Thomas Fala has a university that the government like Liberia put money into. Or Jeremiah Kuhn has a hospital that the government put money into. So are they saying because the government gave those people money, even Cotton University, the government gave money to Cotton University as a subsidy, right? So are they saying that those are property of the Liberian government? The Liberian government should take it over because the Liberian government gave them money on a yearly basis? And is that what they're saying?
No, but no,
Asking the
let's get it
question?
right. Let's get it
Yes.
right here. Government giving subsidies is a different thing, though. If government giving subsidies, that allocation, that pronouncement can be made. I just want to say that I don't know about that, but we're just talking about. Go ahead quickly, 30 seconds. Let me go to the
Yes,
other folks.
government makes subsidy in millions now, 200,000 millions to different university in and in the former administration, all the different administration that came, that people that in this government, people that in a different government have property, especially schools and hospital, government made payment to them. Even the Cotton University, that is not a government owned university, the government made a subsidy to them. Now
Okay.
I'm asking the people, Cloud We Are Hope Foundation, she's the former first lady. She initiated this foundation. She raised funds from all over the world to build her foundation to help young women, young girls who are less fortunate, girls who have no parents. She went all over the country collecting young girls to come go to school. If for any reason, if Cloud We Are Foundation has transformed from helping young girls to doing something else other than what it was initially stated for, it's a whole different story. Cloud We Are Foundation is doing just that. All right. And then you come out. She has no government connection. And you come out, you investigating her like she another ministry. Her agent, her foundation is another ministry that government allocated money for, and the money was embezzled, or was misappropriated, and you come and want to investigate her because
Thank
she's
you so
like
much.
somebody said she's a foreigner. That is
Okay.
one of the
Let me
most
go.
outrageous statement on this platform.
They say, come in, eat them up.
Okay. Okay. Let me thank you so much. Let me hold you there. Okay, sister. Good to have
They
you.
say, go slow, go easy on there, please. I beg you.
Good to
Man,
have
man,
you.
y'all relax over there. There's not Lofa County United here. So say in who?
Keto.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But you slow. You tell me stop. Why you know slow down? So say come here.
Gentlemen,
Why you gotta talk about say come
Papa
eat me?
say your Gary just that.
Moses, guys, we're taking time. People are listening. He ends his side. He's finished making a case. Let's go to the
My
phone.
bad.
Moses, let me just bring you in. How serious? How serious? It's still like a jawbone exercise that we are on here. But how serious we must find ourselves to attach ourselves to this conversation here? It gotta be serious because it's connected to the former first lady.
That me or that somebody else?
No, I'm talking to you.
Okay. Hey, Dr. Mali, it's been a long time, my man.
Oh yes.
It's nice to see you.
The man say yeah every night. What you mean? A long time. The man say yeah every
I
night.
mean, once again, but say we were in fly election thing and seeing and all that. It's been a minute. It's been a minute and a long time. But it's nice seeing all of you, and I like that my brother, they hit and run militant. Like we know wear military uniform, AR, and they can all run away. Let me correct something first, Keto. We don't discount your knowledge because you honor the sycamore tree. You no longer have a sycamore tree, you got an almond tree. You can't plant a sycamore tree on a half lot. The roots too long. It can't stay on a half lot. So the almond tree you get now. So now you're almond tree warrior. Look, let me put this out here. I heard my brother Prince. You know, when you get people trying to throw everything in the kitchen sink at the wall to see what thing can stick, this was happening. Prince Sharif just won an election as the DMV, the 20 people in the DMV, leader of the CDC. So you gotta come here and talk and just take our time, give us intellectual whiplash for us trying to understand what they're trying to get to. It can be so confusing. And the brother from Lova Kante, here you go. We gotta kill about Lova Kante. No.
He's not from Lova, from Cape Man.
Let me say this. For Prince to say that George Manawia is a man of peace and he told them to not do anything, against the law. George Manawia is on record for saying that a Ure will not win election in Liberia, and for saying that anybody that calls him will not walk the street. It was because of him that Jefferson Koshi told Collar and say, "Go for a man and across the land in an election." So spare me the river. Look, I understand the Babe. Mr. Mababeto like to make it less the coup in Guinea-Bissau somehow. These people that the homeless people that stop on the half luck and create problem, but they can't. I told you that before when they started the problem with the VIP launch. They say, "Hey, Joe, we're going to the VIP launch." I say, nothing even inside. When they said they would take the man VIP protection, they said we'll protect him. Nothing even inside. When they said we'll carry Maggie to court, they said when Maggie to go, 10 people went. Look, CDC is done. Sabu no case me bad. CDC no case me bad. They're finished. They're completely done. Let's start trying to make people know that they got something, they ain't got nothing. Right? The first lady, the former president of the Republic of Liberia, they created that problem. They put the office of the first lady for the first time in the national budget. If you do that, you ask for audit.
Yep.
They did that. Nobody did that. They did it. For Walter Keto to say that God, and I like the fact that you asking that question, that a partnership, government is subsidizing an entity versus you being a national budget. Claire Marie, they not have no money to build anything. Where she got the money from? If it came from international donor, show it to us. It's simple thing. You cannot take government money and build an entity, and after you leave government, you try to turn it into your private entity. That doesn't work. That is the same thing what they're trying to do with a Maserati group of company when they were siphoning government money into their own businesses. We are not going to do that. People say, "Oh, she could have built that in Jamaica," but she built it. How are you using our money and making it like you're doing us a favor? Don't piss on our leg until it's raining. This is what the CDC is trying to do, right? CDC can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. The last time they threatened from the headquarters that they will do something. Nothing is inside. I just want to put it out here that the CDC, if they're saying that this is a witch hunt, stop being witches. If you're not a witch, don't be afraid of witch hunters.
So quickly, I want to go to Koto here. When you say CDC is done, the connotation, people will have different interpretation. What are you saying? Is that the end of the CDC?
I'm saying they are being politically neuter. Okay. Just today, the other man, and what's happening? Musa Belete buying them by patch. And today, he told the other man, they're gone. They're buying them as scraps. They went by part, they will be finished. So you depend on letting Prince Sharif to come and really lead a revolution, a reorganization of the CDC, when you cannot even say anything concrete to the end. You start something and then it just becomes watery before you even get to the middle. Cry me a river.
Okay, Koto, let's hear you.
Yeah, good evening to all of you here tonight, and I'm glad to be here. Good evening to the people of Liberia and those that are coming from other places to listen to us. I thank you for this topic, and I think it's a nice discussion today that we are having. I don't want to, repeat what others have said, and I add my voice, to them what they have said, and I come in this form that every time there is an allegation against any of the ex-official, I see CDC comes with witch hunting, and how do they want the government to fight corruption on past government? If you were in the past government and there is a means of auditing, and in auditing, if there is a trace somewhere, if there's an appropriation of a project or an account, and you try to trace that account and cannot trace that appropriation to the funder, process, it is questionable. That's why they call it audit. And if for any reason the appropriation was made and then it did not go according to what that project was, it goes through classification. So if we see that all of those things are not done, it is questionable. They have right to investigate it. So I'm saying all of them, every little thing they come, oh, we're going to investigate, oh, we're going to do this. And like Sister Radley said, they come on and we will do this and we'll do that. We're not going to be threatened by what they are saying. All we want to do is the investigation go on. They came on when they had their asking program. Oh, no evidence. When they started bringing evidence, they said, oh, no, the evidence was not acceptable in court. I mean, they don't wait till the investigation go on and just conclude. That very Prince Sherry man came the other day when they had fire issued in George Weah house. He came here and said the United Party were allegedly burning Weah house. And he said, in fact, he was concluded that he was a security man. He has a security background. He did have mosquito security when you're doing that, what we take our investigation on. I mean, they just conclude. Go into what the people are questioning. Let them go through the investigation. If she is not held guilty, then now you come out to say they held on a content by your colleague in your political security team. But I see there's an allegation, and until we can conclude on it, for me, I want the investigation to conclude, and then we can come up with any finding. But as it is, I think it's an allegation, and we need to find the conclusion of what it is.
Okay, the liberal.
Hey,
Mr. So, thank you very much. I have my turkey. I'm getting ready to go take care of it. My kids are here, so I will say good night to you. I will be back here on Wednesday. This topic is beyond my ability at all. This is more way above my pay grade. I'm still learning how to get a GED, and so I am unqualified to participate further in this conversation. Thank you very much, and I'll say good night to you.
Good night.
Yeah, hold on one second.
Dr. Mali, I wasn't even talking to you. Why?
This is one of the most disgraceful things that you have done tonight. And you will forever, because you go eat your turkey.
I'm going to go prepare. I'm going to go prepare for my kids.
The people cake out for you in Grand you eat it. They ain't doing nothing. They can't go. They ain't eating that turkey. Go. Good night. Good night.
We are cow.
One of those are you talk the cow.
Okay. I'll stay. Mr. So, let me say this. I will stay. Tell you want to, but you and Dr. Mali try
but before you come down here, this thing is being reported over and over. If I cannot say definitive because I do not have that budget in which it was alleged or been reported. But if, and some of the things that we are hearing, if it is true that government, there was a provision, budgetary provision, then that's a problem. You remember Amos Sawyer? There was similar thing like that when Amos Sawyer, when he was leaving, because he was smart. What did he do? He turned that place over the university that became Amos Sawyer, blah 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 today, because he knows that it becomes a government asset. We're just going to hold our breath. And there, but there are a lot of things, a lot of other names coming to it. We're going to wait and see because I'm not sure who were advising who were listening to who to do that. You could have even done that privately. Let's just push aside, could have even done that privately. As long as the first lady attached to a minister, director, everybody will come and do it. But if a budgetary, if that project or that initiated now, if there's a budgetary provision to carry that on, then that's a very then that dumber there, then the soup to find out soup is high. Go ahead quickly.
Mr. So I don't think we have time. I have a video here from Weah herself, the first lady. The same conversation we're having here about 2 years or so ago. It started brooding that she's using the Liberian people money to take care of stuff which did not be quite correct. And she explicitly, I have the video here. I will just don't have the time for me to play that. And she explained herself effectively, I think. Now, the point the palm wine problem CDC had, the woman they had a budget from the Liberian people. The Liberian people money, they put her name in the budget, the first lady, and you can go to the budget and you will see her name with the dollar amount. So if the people say, okay, explain what happened to your money, the only argument I think CDC need to say is, okay, fine, she will explain. But every other people that have budget, the vice president, the former first lady, everybody, they will have to explain. Now, then the question to you is, you were in power for 6 years. Whatever Unity Party is doing here, they're going through the Constitution. They're not making out rules. They're saying things that you should have done. But you say you're all from the same family. You're from the same house. You can't do that kind of thing. The people say, okay, for us, we're from Lofa. You from Sanyo. So we're not from the same house. We'll do it to you. Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Your best bet, zip it, get out of it. The more you talk, the more you become ridiculous. And then the more people go and say, okay, there's something there to hide. If you know you have nothing to hide, all right, what's what the group asset recovery? Let's go to court. That's my lawyer. I won't even talk to you. I'll talk through my lawyer and go to court. Mr.
Okay.
So this is very sad to have the first lady. And let me be a little ridiculous here, Mr. So. Let me be ridiculous here. One more thing. Let me be ridiculous. No, I want to be ridiculous because I cannot come on a show without being ridiculous. These are the same people. You say we all saying that she clean. We agree. Where was the cleaner when her brother was cleaning the diamond and gold mine? What? You were not seeing it? Eh? What kind of business is this? You lead a poor woman, let a woman and her lawyer and talk to these people. When I start drinking, they will bring all the other things there are. Your crooks that have so raw, your one can come make noise in people here.
Is it true that she had made a comment after this whole quote something? That is troubling.
Most likely.
That is troubling. So look, Prince.
Because I believe she's not being advised properly. And this is the same thing.
Most of our government officials, that's why they having that. Why people get in trouble?
And because they don't have good advisors, and people will say, "Oh, you go clear your knee." No, in that situation, the people want to disgrace you. It is not about the money that the government is going after. Let me be truthful here tonight. It is not about the money. It is hooking them up. 2029. You think you
How
think
you
you know
know?
somebody was stupid?
How you
You
know?
think you know about messed up? I'm a political guru. What do you mean? How I know?
Ain't
The
got
infinite here,
do
you
it.
know the
Okay.
infinite here. They will go
All
kind of
right.
big fish.
Prince, I'm going to give you a meaning, please.
Let me
Yes, sir.
Let
let
me
me say,
let Prince come in Moses like we finish and I come back to the feed before we can do any wrapping up. Prince, let's give you a minute to respond, please.
Yes, sir. So the CDC has never been afraid. The CDC has never jittered when it comes to the rule of law. We have been an institution that has followed the rule of law and will continue to follow. We all know of the genocide that was committed on the campuses of the CDC under this regime headed by Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, where seditions were being murdered, were being killed in the broad daylight. What did we do? Did we hold on to run, or did we destabilize the state? No. We allowed the law to take its course. Now, what we are saying and what we are seeing, these are early signs of civil unrest. When you have the ruling party that is supposed to ensure that she live according to her agenda, decide to abandon everything that she has to do or target a particular political party. For the past 2 years, what have we been discussing? If it is now one member of the CDC or somebody who is associated with the CDC, it will be President Weah. The past 2 years, that's all we have been discussing. Today, what we are seeing, these are all potential elements to lead us into a civil unrest. For you to target one group of people because of their political belief, because they associate with a particular political party, and you lead other people. Look at Ami Moda. Ami Moda took almost $90,000 to buy a car. At the end of the day, what becomes of Ami Moda? Let's look at what recently Charles Brown, the Inspector General of how you call it, the ministry, one of the ministry. At the end of the day, Charles Brown was sacked by the president and said, go and sit down. And it was alleged that he collected some money. What we are saying here, these are signs, these are early signs of civil unrest. No. When you have the ruling party targeting one just group of people, this is unfair. We are not saying do not use the law, but from all indications, Mr. Becker is not proceeding as per the law. And if care is not taken, Mountain and the police director will plunge this nation into a complete chaos. And we as Nigerians, whether be members of the CDC reaction, we will not hesitate to defend ourselves. And that's where it is going. That's where it is going. We are overlooking this thing, but that's where it's going.
We ourselves defend ourselves too.
Everything about investigation has been around the CDC.
All right,
has not been around people who have been openly dismissed by Mr. Brecker because of corruption. Let me ask you, the GAC report that indicted the finance minister, Mr. Gafan, why is it the LAC is not investigating him?
Thank you so much. All right, let's go back to our field. We're running out of time here. It's 10 o'clock. We should be out here. Look, I think this is going to be the extensive conversation. People had to accept reality. But that's what happened when you think there will be a night. But I said this here a long time here. The Unity Party, whatever is happening, it's not a wrong thing. I don't see it like a, it's the same thing that happened within our organization. As some people talk about audit, it's and I eat no money. Who does say I eat money? It's not a matter of eating money. People just want to verify how far, the status of, if I'm coming to be a president of an organization, and they say, I want to know whether even there's an account, or I need to open a bank account, whether there's fasting somewhere, or I need to know the assets of that institution, of the organization. It is why it is. But I think more names coming with respect to different things. And obviously, it's on the other side. You're on the other side. You will say it's a wish home. But Moses, let's hear you.
Yeah.
Are we closing now?
No, man. What are you?
It is not you will make a proclamations of closing. You won't go if your turkey, even 12 o'clock, you want to start eating turkey. You want to go eat your turkey? Go and eat.
I'm just going to start cooking it now. I ain't ready yet.
You know, be talking about cooking tteokbokki. You want turkey.
I get a person for you. Be wondering.
Fire Baka want to change. He want to change diet.
Oh,
That there. Okay, Moses, go ahead. This is something, man. He's very so. This is
This
something.
liberal got me scratching my head. Anyway, hear what I'm going to say, and we'll still kind of touch on it a little bit. I'm not sure why this conversation is being talked about in depth, when in fact there's a court order. We have three branches of government. The judicial branch they interpret the Constitution, and in doing so, they go by the Constitution to leverage some of these, to address some of these issues. I'm sure that the administration, through the assets recovery, have submitted document, and the court found it appropriate to issue this investigation or whatever they're looking to accomplish. So why don't we let the judiciary take its course and make sure that they come up with the information to determine whether or not, and as some of my colleagues said already, and let me let Wilton know that there's something called public-private partnership with government. Those things are being looked into by every administration. As we see in other places, they have these people they call philanthropists who go in and give money to people, and not government funding, not tax dollars. Government has a public partner relationships with many of these institutions, namely Cottington High School and all that kind of stuff, Cottington College and all of that. Those monies are allocated, and there's certain expectations that the government needs to meet to support those people to exist. In this situation, it's totally different from that. So, as Cesar said, if we find out that the money that were put into that budget for the first time in the history of Liberia, the first day they have in the budget, was more than what they raised privately to support that foundation, and I think that's what this investigation is going. That means that the government was the one who sponsored that place. So it's a government entity. But we have to give it the chance for it to be investigated and find out where this funding came from. And that's all that's been done per the judicial process. The other thing I want to say is that, you see, Prince and then come here and they make these kind of remarks, and I keep telling them, you guys need to start thinking about what you say and how you say it. He spoke just now, he talked about engaging in civil unrest. What does that imply? What is he trying to say? He talked about we have the right to defend ourselves. In what sense? And it could be interpreted in many different forms from the security mindset. And they're very lucky to speak from Liberia, out of Liberia. And some of these things, I don't think we have the sophistication to do the job that is required when you make these kind of statements. Oh, this is dangerous.
Yes.
You know, these wordings can incite people. And from the security perspective, it raises the eyebrows of security personnel, and it raises the security threat level. When you have people continue to go and talk this kind of language in public, there's something that needs to start being put in place.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much, Walter. I know they are in a court, but those are the things that the news media like to see, so that we got to get ahead of the game. It's a big news. You're talking about what are you talking about, Dr. Marley?
Yeah. First of all, I want to welcome Comrade Sisse. I hope you and family are doing great. And at time sabbatical pays off, even though other people tend to challenge it, like the laborer and his cohorts. But let me just say this for the attention of Prince. You see, Liberia is still operating in the 18th century. The statement he's making, he could be charged for inciting the population in Liberia and placed behind bar immediately. But His Excellency President George Walker, being a soft-minded president, sometimes he let this thing pass by. Anyway, that's it. But I want to just remind Prince here and his followers, Keto and all the other people. CDC ran the country for 6 years outside the purview of rule of law and due process. CDC don't know what is rule of law. They don't know these things. All right. In fact, the executive mansion was the auditing team, and this is why I understand, according to allegations, they were able to massacre 6 top auditors. All right. I don't have all the facts, but that's allegation.
Okay.
So what I want to believe here is that CDC will need partisan rather than militants. Because partisan, they will be civil, they will be responsible, they will think straight and think right. But militants, they don't have all the faculty. No. They incite the public before they get to understand the danger. They jump into conclusion when the fire got at His Excellency house. Sedition said they wanted to kill President Barker. Wanted you mature politician, you can't talk like this. They wanted to kill His Excellency President Barker. Wanted to kill President Weah. We can't be talking like this a partisan. You see? So that's why when I keep making the statement that political maturity is conspicuously missing within the rank and file of the CDC, people say, I want to take them to the gala. No.
Thank you so much. I have 5 minutes to go, so we're going to do it as possible. As far as I'm concerned, Liberal is off, so already.
What give you the right
to he's out.
What give you a right to kick me up?
Go eat a turkey. Keto, let's hear you.
Open the turkey.
Thank you, Mr. So. This is the thing, and people say this is the first in the history for a first lady budget to be the first lady office to have a budget. At least if it's first in our country, this is the second time now we have it, because Katuma Baga also has a budget, first lady budget. You people live in this world. As long as we live in this country, you have always have a first lady. If the president of this nation has been a man, so the first lady, and there has always been money allocated for the first lady office, and the first lady office carry money. Equally so, the first lady also have a foundation that she runs. She goes out and she look for money and she carry on her project and her foundation project. Okay. So if this the first, you can go into the money you're putting in the first lady budget. So as we speak, the clothes that Katuma Baka wear, first that the money that in the budget for the first lady office, the trip that she made, that's the money the government put there for us to travel on. It's part of it. So you want to tell me, yo, will order that money that the first lady travel on, her clothes she bought, yo, will order that money? It's for me, it's ludicrous for people to come here and talk about, oh, the sycamore tree, the almond tree. Yeah, the almond tree, brother. But what we are saying here, and this goes to the security analysts. When people come to express themselves, stop being jittery and talking about only in America. We can go in Liberia and say the same thing. What you wear when Joseph Boakai stood on the stage in Liberia and said, if the election go away, there will be no more Liberia. Did you talk?
You're kidding me?
Did you know the security implication?
Let him complete.
Did you know the security implication when he said that?
Tell us something.
You know what it means if you start going beyond one group of people and they get agitated and they start something in the country. We have investment there too. We know what we went through during the war. Some of you guys were sitting here, all doing agitating. You guys were playing magic here in the back here when we were suffering down there. Y'all don't know nothing about our suffering. You guys are the one that was sitting here putting fire on us back there. So when we come here, we see the things that happen here. We have to talk about it. And this is the reason why we are telling you prevention is better than kill. Y'all stop the nonsense and govern better.
Thank you so much. Okay. Stop the nonsense and govern to better.
Wow.
Again, a little bit something. You know, We have not even hit 2029. All right, Koto Dalat Balayant. Campus, I saw on it before we go. 1 minute.
I think before they release the 40 names, you guys will start dropping one by one because it just starting. Uh-huh. And as one drop is like you guys are just getting closer to the grave. Before your civil unrest, I think it will be the heart attack that will carry you guys earlier. So sit there, take it easy, because there are other names that are coming out. And he tried to relate the issue with Amin Modar. You saw Amin Modar was discharged from his position and he did not carry the vehicle that he purchased with him. And other people you compare it with, they dismissed him. But did you guys do it under your regime? No. And he's not, because Amin Modar was in a higher rank of the Unity Party. That would have gotten him out of the hole to say, okay, he cannot be released of his post because he served as a chair of the political party. But yet, the president released him of his post. So we are here to show you guys how to govern. You say we're not governing, but this is governance. We have to make sure people be accountable, to this government. Whatever you receive, you should be able to report. And you talk about school allocation. Of course, those are all budgetary allotment. If you see money going to schools, they are allotted. It goes there for a particular purpose because they have to assist these schools. So if you come here and say, oh, people are represented having school, their time will come. Don't worry. Some of those very people you naming, there will be a time they will face their time if they did not use it for the purpose that it was allotted for. So you gotta cool down, because we still got more to come.
Okay. Cool down, we still get more to come. Sissy Goya, you gonna cool down? We get more to come?
Well, I think we need to heat up. And I like my brother Keto saying, nonsense. But I think, this is what I've been posting about the inelasticity of stupidity. When stuff is elastic and inelastic, when your brain come in contact with knowledge, your brain is supposed to not go back to its original form. It's supposed to be, elastic so that it expands because you learn something new. Unfortunately, the CDC and the likes of Keto, theirs is inelastic. Look, you're sitting here talking about there was a GSC report on MRI Connect. They handed the GSC report to y'all. What y'all doing with it? Y'all wanted to do susu in corruption. I will not call their knee. I will steal my own so they can come on knee. And to the back, I say, "Nah, susu for y'all." So you won't say a problem. You did your own susu thing. Then he said that here, and I like how Keto can stutter when they know they don't have the facts to support them. Oh, if Katumu buying and slip on down, what's that? In the budget. Look in the budget is right in front of you. There's nothing for the First Lady office. In 2018-2019 budget, I had $1 million for your First Lady. In 2019-2020, I had $700,000 for your First Lady. In 2020-2021, I have $480,000 for your First Lady. In 21-22, I have $603,000 for your First Lady in national budget. And by the way, one thing that Keto needs to understand, that even if the First Lady was not in the budget, if she went and raised money on behalf of Liberia, the government can still ask her, how did you use that money that you raised on behalf of us? And to talk about the lack of Thomas Fala and the rest having universities and Cottington, the government gives subsidies to make some of these universities affordable. And if those universities are not using them to make their universities affordable, they can be audited. That's how it works. So sometimes folks just need to learn. Folks just need to just do basic learning, right? But the problem with the CDC is that they think they can come in any space and just throw a lot of rubbish around and we'll follow it. We will not. Y'all decided that You will not prosecute anybody because we are saying all related. Fine. But say just susu. So y'all get ready. Tell how your cost not say if they arrest for Natiko Fire, 1 million people come in the street, only 10 people went. Tell how you say if they carry a Nathan Magazine somewhere, 300,000 people come, only 5 people went. Tell how you say when Joe can we get in VIP lawyer do something full sign and do nothing you can do. You're just costing. And to say the likes of Prince Sharif can incite people is to get him some levity that he doesn't have. The people ignore Prince Sharif because he got no teeth. That's the same people that are running around Water Sisulu there and beat Christopher Water Sisulu right in front of the U.S. Embassy. You think the American government forget about your, can't talk about your rule of law? You don't know what law is?
The liberal.
Thank you, Mr. So. I'm not going to be long. I want to say this to my own little brother, Walter Carter. You are an intellectual person, very smart and morally grounded person. You allow CDC and Unity Party thing to get into you and you talk about the old man clothes business. Walter Carter, you're way beyond that, to be honest with you. And that's what I keep saying to you. When you come to these public forums, this is not you. You cannot allow people to push you or whatever situation, whatever issue to push you. Why would you talk about the old man clothes? Why you want to go there to close? It really got to me. You know, I don't know these people. They don't know me. But she's old enough to be our mom. And you know the culture.
You fire Boyka.
Mr. So, this is very serious. This is very
serious.
Mr. So, this is very serious. I beg you.
Your stepson.
Mr. So, this is very serious. Walter Carter should not do that. You cannot talk. Our culture will not allow you to talk about women clothes. It doesn't matter what it is. You can't do that. Yeah. Walter Carter, please.
You're talking to CDC, what to underwear and put real oil inside and say that my any administration and report talking about
all right. Okay, but not Walter Carter will not participate in that kind of nonsense. He knows it. So I'm just saying to you, we depend on people like you here on the show here to come out for us to have a fruitful conversation. But don't stoop that low. Mr. So, thank you for the wonderful, wonderful show. Again, folks, join the Liberal tomorrow.
Oh my God!
Where I will turn the whole conversation upside down.
Nobody gonna join you.
But Dr. That man won't plow to know. He won't plow the plow. Look about not mine. That Thanksgiving, Dr. Male. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. I'm going to now, folks. Thank you, Mr. So. Let me go ahead and prepare my other daughter not coming, my other son not coming. So the baby here, he's saying,
wait a minute, guys. Thanksgiving is a big family. You stop your children from coming for you alone to eat that guy alone.
That was it.
Wow. You stop the children from eating good Thanksgiving again. You telling them not to come down. He run away. They all run away. All right, guys. Good night.
Don't mess with a liberal like that, beg you. Don't be messing.
Why are you stopping children from coming for Thanksgiving because he alone want to eat turkey?
Yeah. The turkey. Maybe that's the turkey. Yeah, you like about.
Boston district people kill cow. He eat it. Nothing happened. Grand Judah people kill cow. Nothing happened. The goat umpire that jelly pepper soup. That bird will make you stop your children from coming down?
I said, you hear what? But I'm even going to explain myself to you. Whatever you want
to say. No, talking. Let me hear you good. Everybody heard what you said. You said you're not making a children.
They say the goat again this time small. I'll be big goat. So the children will not come.
No, the children not coming. The other
one. No, you did not say the children not coming.
What's it? What's it?
You say you got a baby goat, the children should not come. And only the baby, you and the baby will take care of it.
Dr. Mali, I'm not going to even.
So there are two things here. He did one thing.
But when the other one you already had a show,
The minister the children and transport. The minister the children and transport, so that another way the children not coming.
Now you know what brought it up.
Let's see the receipt. See the receipt. They ask me for crowd. Let's see the receipt. Let's see the money out of there you send them for that transport.
So something happened tonight. I don't know whether you guys watching. Mange came to defend, what the same issue with Claudia.
But you know we're not going.
Oh, he ended up explaining. So the icing, was there any allotment for Claudia? He said, He said, as Minister of State, he said, How will you not know when there's a budgetary allotment for your first lady? He said he doesn't know.
Well,
get a problem. Everybody can do. They can explain put us in trouble. It's so hard to explain to NEC. How they will all put us in trouble when they explain.
Oh, be quiet.
And at CDC, they said they're taking 27 million people from poverty.
Put a feet in your mouth.
Mr. To.
I said
in politics. When you owe, you must go sit down to your grandchildren. When we're talking here, we're talking politics here. The president of the United States of America, they had a whole program on her, and she was talking. Michelle Obama, she said even her stylist, the American government pay, it was paid through the president office, the first lady office. Her stylist, the man who takes all clothes she wore during the presidency. It was paid through her office. So when people talk about if people talk about it, when people talk about it, don't say it's a different.
I said the clothes the first day they wear it. In budget, you're the first.
Yes. Yeah, the thing is, I think you heard me more than 5 times saying here that the first lady was going to be in trouble. Didn't I say? I said
the first lady will never be in trouble. What happened? This government
now
when
the
government is actually stupid. That's all. People just want to be overzealous. That's all. Because the first lady has the right to get on a budget. The first lady office will always.
She doesn't have a right. It is not in the Constitution, Keta.
You don't know
right.
Katuma office. Show me where it's in the
budget.
Keta, what we are saying, when there's a budgetary provision and that tend to a huge asset and then converted to private, then that's what the problem is.
Guys, let me say
the first lady office is different from the first lady foundation.
There's no way I get the first lady.
I don't care what you say, all of your United Party surrogates. So I don't care what you say. You didn't see local county, all the local platform are so local county defender here. You need fire now. Fire.
There's no way I give her the right.
Fire, fire.
No way. So
You're a good night, guy.
Join me tomorrow. We'll talk about
I will join you
tomorrow.
So,
I
wanted to ask
what Dr. Mali said about me.
You read Mr. Dr. Martin and how to come out here for that? I come on the show tomorrow.
As a CEO, I got one question for Keto, please. If the analyst is saying that the government of Liberia have the right to put a budget in for the first lady, then equally so, the government have the right to audit the budget.
Exactly.
Do you agree, Keto?
Dr. Mali, you want to bring logic into illogical place? It will not be all right.
Your mathematical logic somewhere else. Don't bring it on me. When I go there.
But say the right thing.
Yeah.
Should we audit the budget because our taxpayer money?
Brother,
the
first lady office budget is different from the first lady foundation.
Oh, so it should be audited.
You're doing fish. You're doing
That the Mali, please don't analyst keep crow. Let him go by his business.
And you, the security analyst, you never even stop Mr. Mali when he bring your hardcore thing, the capital punishment. Then you want to sanction other people on the top or something. Yeah, what? Yo, all of our unity party people will listen to y'all. That's when you can miss my scare. We were here for power, yeah.
I know. Mr. Carter,
we were here when power was here. When
it's not going to be implemented.
When Pat was here, we were here. You can't miss my scare.
So Mali can talk all you want to do about hanging people and putting down firing squad. He can say anything.
Mr. So, may I be permitted to play the video, please? Just 1 second.
Hold on 1 second. What kind of video you want to play?
Why are you going to show
Put it in the chat room.
No, we can't allow that.
Put the video in the chat room.
Is this allowed?
You the one with
hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Liberal.
What kind of video you want to play?
Cloud, we are.
Put it in the chat room.
For what?
We all get here.
Pato at in a chat room. He said, let me play my tape. You want to play a tape?
Then we'll play on the tape. I live on loan.
What?
I live on loan. I got my on the tape. I live on loan.
Hold on.
Some people who are out there thinking, oh, the president is using the country's money and she's doing. Where exactly are you taking this money from? Who's funding the project?
It even hurts me when you say that, because I know they don't know who I am. They just probably see me as George Red Wife, somebody who's trying to exploit the system. But quite honestly, I have to thank the Liberian society, the Liberian business.
You see?
So what you want to play? Play that what in now? Yeah, now.
No.
But the funny thing, and Moses, when we start asking them for the hair factory money here for
exactly. The hair factory are going to pay.
Look at the phone. He missed the toe. Mr. So he had kind of shaka right in the counter.
No, but listen, but the guys, what a group that is sent to China. Is that what you're talking about? There was some people
to employ a lot of people.
What we hear on that video? What you want to play? Play the video. Yeah, nothing we heard over there.
No,
Liberian people.
Your guns carrying up. Move your gun.
Exactly.
I want threatening CC. I want threatening him. You know that one. And the security analyst, the thing say, man, I get him on my show.
Now I'm not playing the whole team because you're we don't know where you're going.
Can't tell me say that AI. I'm a service man.
They say that water gun you got there. That real thing.
Okay, let me see you for in Liberia. I won't come in there. Let me see you for that.
Okay, guys, you're good.
Okay, Walter.
Happy Thanksgiving.
John, I'll have you show tomorrow. Christmas.
God, they give me all the clue from that era job. Myself, I don't want to need myself fire.
Tomorrow.
Mr. Figure, see you next week.
Yeah.
Don't play the one where I call people new. I beg you.
Happy Thanksgiving, family. Everyone. It's nice seeing you again.
Happy Thanksgiving, gentlemen. Not eat too much. Thank you again.
Fire, what guy?
Oh. This guy is a mess. Your good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be here around tomorrow. Thank you so much, Libra, and the rest of the team. Have a pleasant evening. We'll be back here for more programming. Bye-bye.